Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, I'm Chris the Don One, and I am back with another video. Finally, there was a reason to watch BET. In case you guys missed it, last week was the 3-part documentary film of New Edition. Now, I must say this for the record, BET deserved their props, and they deserve awards for this amazing film from beginning to end. Now, they didn't go down the same path and the same road like Lifetime did with Aaliyah. They really showed their ass off and they did their motherfucking thing, all right? But let's talk and go into detail about New Edition. When New Edition started, it was in the late 80s. It was the break dancing craze with the graffiti and the baggy pants. This 5-man group started as little boys. Their first hits were Candy Girl, Mr. Telephone Man. Nobody could touch those fucking hits, all right? Now, a lot of people get it twisted and think that the only ones that can actually sing in New Edition was Bobby Brown, Ralph, as well as Johnny Gill, which Johnny Gill came a little bit later in this group phase. But when you're talking about those individuals, people seem to forget the other 3 members. And those 3 members had a group of their own called BBD, and everyone knows motherfucking Poison. Every last one of these individuals could have came with their own single, their own albums. They were multi-talented, all right, through the fucking roof. Now, if you had to list out of all the New Edition albums, which one was the best? Me personally, I thought Any Heartbreak was a huge success, and I'm gonna tell you why. Any Heartbreak to me had the most #1 singles, plus it was the introduction of Johnny Gill. Now, for those out there who don't know who Johnny Gill is, Johnny Gill has always been in the R&B gospel game since he was a young child, all right? Now, a lot of people seem to get it twisted and get it wrong, thinking that Johnny Gill was supposed to replace Bobby Brown, but in actuality, Johnny Gill was actually supposed to replace Ralph. The group didn't know if Ralph was coming back, all right? So they were searching for another lead singer. But when Ralph calmed down and started recording with the group, it was perfect chemistry with Ralph and Johnny. Now, after that particular album, it was Home Again, which was another huge presentation of New Edition. They had the best producers in the R&B business helping them produce this fucking album. You had Jermaine Dupri, P. Diddy, Missy Elliott. You had a lot of people on that fucking joint. And all 6 members of New Edition was in this particular album, which later on they did a tour, the Home Again tour. Now, this where the wheels kind of fell off the fucking hinges. You had members of New Edition missing shows. Members like Ralph, he missed a couple of gigs. Bobby Brown missed a couple of gigs. Ron missed a couple of gigs. The only member of New Edition who performed at every show was Johnny Gill, all right? And the reason why they was missing gigs because they couldn't get along with one another, all right? There was huge speculations and reports that they were fighting off stage. Now, one concert in particular, they was actually fighting on the fucking stage, all right? But these guys treat themselves as family. Ultimately, these guys, cooler heads prevail, and you know, they respect one another. They work on each other's projects. Bobby Brown worked on Ralph's first project. Ralph helped Bobby Brown with Don't Be Cruel on some of his tracks. Not to mention, they support and help Bell Biv DeVoe. Now, the last time these guys ever were together was helping Johnny Gill on a particular song. I think it came out last year. But ultimately, I thoroughly enjoyed this film, and I wish BET do more films and more projects this way. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One, and I am